Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Polkadex. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now jumping into the daily chart, this is TradingView. Straight off the bat, we have an inverse head and shoulders playing out. So this is the left shoulder, this is the right shoulder, this is the head. Right now we're forming the right shoulder and we don't want to go lower than the head, right? So if this is the head and you don't want to go lower than that, because if you went lower and you came down and lost the 0.5 on the fib that I have over here, and you came back down, potentially bounced off the 0.382, right? You would hold support, but that would mean that you're in a downtrend. So you're making constant lower lows, right? And you're making lower highs. That would be a downtrend. So what I would say is you don't want to go anywhere lower than the previous, than the left shoulder, obviously. So this is the left shoulder over here, right? And you realistically don't want to go anywhere below $16.50 because you could go a bit lower, but then you're potentially coming back down to the 0.5 and you want to come back up as soon as possible. Now this would be your neckline of the inverse head and shoulders pattern, and if you start breaking up above it, you start hitting it and breaking above it, opening up candles on the daily chart above the neckline, which the neckline is basically connecting the two peaks in between the shoulders and the head, right? And that would give you a target of $32, okay? And yeah, that's pretty much it on the daily chart, this little pattern playing out. Obviously, we're losing the golden ratio on the daily chart, which is not very good. We potentially can come back and bounce off the 0.5. So yeah, we could come back and retest the 0.5. So potentially have some buy orders at $14.50 or a bit higher than that. But yeah, that's what we have on the daily chart. We have a Fibonacci retracement set up from the swing high over here in April all the way to the swing low in July. And we have a target of $140, and the overextension to $313 is what we're looking at for Polkadex. If we jump into the RSI as well, so I do want to show you one thing over here. So you can see that every time we did come up to this neckline, we did actually come up, well, here you can see on the RSI, we're hitting a level of resistance every single time. I'm going to highlight them right now. That's your one touch, that's your second touch. And we do have a level of support below us. So that's one touch, that's the second touch, and that is potentially your third touch over there. That's what we have. And right now you're almost losing it over here. You're almost losing this level as support, and you potentially can come back down. And that would signal that you are in a strong buy zone, right? You want to be buying when you're losing support and when you're in a downtrend. You want to dollar cost average your way into the project so that when we are appreciating in price, we can start coming and taking those gains. But what you want to see realistically is when you start coming back up and you want to look at this resistance, right? When you start breaking that resistance, okay, and really breaking through it, and you can see the reflection in the price action, you can see the price is flying, you're breaking through the resistance, well, that's your signal that you're coming back up to this overbought area, and that's potentially when Polkadex is going to start its run. So it's all about support and resistance. You want to come back above this support, right? This may be a little fake out, then we come back in, but eventually you want to come back and get above this resistance. Once you get above that resistance, that's when potentially we're going to be flying. Now jumping into KuCoin on the daily chart, right now we do have a blue rectangle set up over here, which is a buy zone from $17.15 to $16, and we're in that buy zone already. The last time we were in that buy zone, we even dipped a bit below it. From that buy zone, we appreciated 35%. So you could be looking at that appreciation at least if you're looking for a quick trade. We're curling back down for a bearish cross, but what I think is going to happen is that this is a little pullback for altcoins, at least some of the altcoins. And it looks like you're coming back for the bearish cross, but in reality, what you're going to get is you're going to get a squeeze where the 20 EMA completely bounces off the 55 EMA. And if we get the bearish cross, obviously that's not a good sign, but hey, it is what it is. Just dollar cost average. If you really believe in the project, don't invest in anything that you don't know anything about, basically. So in the last video, I did give you these two falling wedges, and the smaller pink falling wedge actually had a target of $23, and that was met on the button. As you can see, we came up pretty much to this zone right over here where I gave you the target. And the target was met, and from there we had a pullback. So you could have sold on this technical target and bought back in at a retracement, at least bought off the 20 EMA on the daily chart. Now jumping into the MACD, we're getting a bearish cross below the histogram, which is bearish. This is a sign of a downtrend, and we are already in a downtrend for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. And just now we're getting the bearish cross. That's what I mean when I say it's a lagging indicator. Now, the stochastic RSI is coming back down. You want to look for entry points when you're down below over here, because when you're going to get to that point, that means that you're oversold. Obviously, we may not get to that point and have a trend reversal over here and come back up to the overbought. So when you're above the 80 on the index on the stochastic, you're overbought. When you're below 20, you're oversold. Okay, keep that in mind. That's a great indicator to know when to buy and when to sell. Obviously, we did have this strong resistance level over here, and as you can see, we had 3 rejections from that zone. We broke above it, and potentially what you're looking for is a retracement to retest as support. That is very likely, right? We can come back down, bounce off, and there off you go. So yeah, keep that in mind and just look for a bounce off this area. If you see a bounce, you're gonna know that you want to put in more money in buy orders at those levels. It doesn't matter really where the price is. If you see a bounce on the RSI, that is signaling that we're gonna get a reversal in the trend very, very soon. So we have the inverse head and shoulders playing out very nicely, and potentially what we could also get is a double bottom. So if indeed we do come back and bounce off the 0.382 on the fib, and we get this kind of double bottom pattern, then it's still bullish, right? We are in a bullish pattern as well. So if you break this high, you're looking at $31. And you're looking at $32 if you create the inverse head and shoulders, right? And you go through with that. But either way, we're getting a bullish pattern. We just don't want to go lower than this low, because then we're in a downtrend and we don't want to see that. One last little thing that I did want to show you is I wanted to lay out the fib from the swing low over here to the swing high. So the swing high is in August, and the swing low is here in October 12th. So we do have a target of $35.47. That is the 1.618 on the fib, and that is only after we start breaking above this local high at $27.48. Once you see yourself break above it, back test as support, you're coming back to that, and and eventually you're looking at $40 over there, and that's my target, by the way, on my trading series. This $40, and I'm looking at $30 somewhere around here as my 2 major targets for Polkadex. But yeah, we're looking very bullish, guys. I think we're gonna do very good on this project if Polkadex is appreciating in price. If Polkadot is appreciating in price, then Polkadex will follow soon after. So that's pretty much it. If I missed out anything on the charts, do let me know in the comments below. Make sure to check out the 2 videos on your screen right now. Make sure to check out the Telegram chat and the Discord server. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.